I've ever had in my career, so I'm really looking forward to the support that I'm going to be getting.
Francisco Guzman, Boxeo Mundial. When you guys got up there, I saw a little bit of a stare down, and it looked like you got, Andre went to shake your hand, and you didn't want to, you guys looked like y'all was gonna some heat between your two guys. I mean, I heard Carl Froch say, he would score a knockout in this fight also. So just wanted him to comment on that.
I'm not sure if Andre offered me his hand. I don't believe he did. If he did, I would have took it. And what was the other thing? There's no real beef or needle, whatever you want to call it, in this fight. I think there's mutual respect there. But the fact of the matter is, it's high stakes. There's a lot on the line. My WBC title means the world to me. After I lost it to Mikkel Kessler out in Denmark, I realised how much that title means to me. And when I won it back in a flawless victory against Arthur Abraham, and given the biggest beating that anyone's ever given before or after that fight, I realised that belt's here to stay. So, when you've got that on the line and a new title on the line and the Super 6 Cup, as we call it, it's high stakes, and we both mean business. So, we're not going to be handshakes and hugs. Maybe not until after the fight. There's respect before the fight and there'll be respect after the fight, but from my point of view, not during the fight. It's as simple as that.
What was the question you asked, though? Didn't you ask
No, the other question was that I read that he predicted a knockout for this fight.
Who?
Carl Froch. So I just wanted him to comment on that.
Yeah, that's right. I strongly believe that if there's going to be a knockout in this fight, it's going to come from me. I don't feel Andre Ward's got the punching power. Even if he did, I've got the granite chin. I've been dubbed as having the granite chin. I can't be stopped. I'm a beast. It's as simple as that. You can't knock me out. And you can laugh all you want, but I will not be stopped. If there's a knockout in this fight, it will come from me, that's for sure. I've got the ability to hit Andre Ward on the chin with one shot and stretch him out there. He hasn't. The best he can do is try and win a points decision, which is fair enough. He's got to try and use his abilities to the best he can and try and steal a points verdict off me. But I'm in there trying to take him out, simple as that.
Ralph Bohm, I'm a doctor with the New York State Athletic Commission and a freelance writer. The big elephant in the auditorium here, Bute. Anybody want to comment on possible future plans?
I really have no comments about Bute. Bute's doing what he has to do. He's winning the fights he's supposed to win. And time will tell, but it's all about Carl Froch right now.
Hello, everyone. Francis Walker of blackathlete.com. My question is for Carl Froch. This is going to be a 5th fight in the Super 6 tournament. How would you compare Ward to the other fighters that you fought in this tournament?
Every fight is different. It's an old cliche, styles make fights. Obviously, Andre Ward's not like any other fighter. If I was to compare him with anybody, it'd be Andre Durrell. Both Olympic medalists, and both like to box and move. Both got quite fast hands. I think Durrell's probably got more speed in terms of punching speed than Ward, and he's very talented. He's got a lot of ability, but maybe he's not got the mental toughness and the strength that you need, the concentration levels to perform and compete time after time at this level. So, it'd be a mistake for me to compare Andre Ward with any other fighter I fought in the tournament. But he comes a close match to Durrell.
This question is for Andre Ward. Andrew Rosario, LatinoSports.com. When you hear Carl say that he's going to knock you out and you can only win this fight by decision, what's your reaction?
I love it. I love it. This is what big-time boxing is all about. And like I've said before in the media, Carl isn't the first person that said that, and he won't be the last. But I understand what I bring to the table, and I understand what it looks like on the outside. I understand what it looks like. But getting in there and feeling those punches is something totally different. And I'll tell you guys, I'm hitting hard enough, trust me.
This question is directed for Andre Ward. I'm Mike Vandalina from Mike's Night at the Fight. Carl has said clearly he plans he can knock you out. You have, in this tournament, showed that you could adapt to any style. Can you enlighten us on what style you think that you will bring to the table that night that'll be effective against Carl Froch?
What style that I'm going to bring?
Yes.
Well, I like to be a chameleon. And regardless of what Carl Froch comes, the key is to have an answer. And that's what makes a great fighter, and that's what makes a winner. And I can't get into specifics because we haven't fought yet. But the key is in the moment, when it's all on the line, doing what you got to do to get that win, and that's what I plan on doing.
Thank you. Carl, I do have one question for you as well. I have been around since Claire, I've stated before, I was in the casino in Foxwoods when your first trip over here, the night before you knocked Jermaine Taylor out. Obviously, this is a long road. Do you say that Andre Ward is the toughest opponent that you've faced in your career? Would you go as far as saying that?
It's like you said, until the fight happens, you can't really draw judgment on whether or not it's the toughest fight. You know, how do you find toughness? Is it somebody who can, ability to take a shot, an ability to throw a hard punch, or somebody who's awkward and moves around? You know, there's different styles that make a fight tough. So, you know, he's no tougher, or maybe tougher in certain areas. But you know, I don't really want to exploit and talk about the areas, the strengths and weaknesses of Andre Ward. I just know what I have to do on the night. I recognise you as well. How you doing?
How you been?
Mike Bernier from FightNews.com. I have two questions. The first is for the promoters. How is Atlantic City agreed upon? And the second question is, you both have two opponents in common, Kel Kessler and Arthur Abraham. How is that footage going to work to your strategy in this fight?
Well, to answer the first one, I kind of mentioned it in the opening comments I had that Don Marandino, president of Caesars and Harrah's on the East Coast, has been very, very aggressive bringing the biggest events to Atlantic City, not only in boxing, but in entertainment. And they were very much, Ken Condon sitting right here, they were very much interested in this fight and was very aggressive going in that direction. As you know, Carl and Andre mentioned Las Vegas. Las Vegas calendar was pretty tight, and we just felt the best fit was the East Coast to do this fight. And I'm happy that we're doing it because it is a special event out here at the East Coast. And I think it's a great opportunity for the fans out here to get a chance to see Andre Ward up close and personal. From the other aspect of it, of the common opponents, you know, we haven't had any conversation saying, hey, you beat Kessler, Froch lost to Kessler, you beat Abraham this way, he beat him that way. You know, all that stuff throw out the window. It's all about October 29th. Andre's a young man. He's still getting up there. He's got a lot more to show out there. And on October 29th, I just believe that there's going to be more to Andre Ward than any of us have ever seen because he's hungry for information and talent. And he puts it all in there and he grinds it out like a veteran lawyer who knows all the different angles on how to get his client off a guilty plea. So in this case, I believe we're going to see the best Andre Ward. I know we're going to see the best Andre Ward. And come October 29th, he'll just take that other step to what he wants is that greatness.
Yeah, just from our point of view, I mean, you've touched on the common opponents. In terms of where the fight's being held and how we agreed on Atlantic City. Matchroom Sport came into this tournament quite late on, but we inherited a contract that gave us little room for manoeuvre in terms of where we could possibly have the fight. We have to remember, this is an American event, this is a Showtime event. We would like nothing more than to have brought this to the UK in front of 30,000, 40,000 fans. But we always knew that was unrealistic. You know, this is an event for Showtime. And this is an event that has taken place predominantly in America. So the final was always going to be in America. Vegas obviously was muted. But, you know, Carl Froch is a freak of nature, inside and outside of the ring. I don't probably know any other fighter who really doesn't even ask where the fight is. He just wants to know the date.